Hey, everyone in. Let's go. Huddle up on 3. 1, 2, 3. Huddle up.
You all know what you have to do. Remember, no one, and I mean no one, comes into our house and pushes us around. This is your game now, gentlemen.
And Chris Davis takes it to the back of the end zone. He'll run it out to the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins.
This could be a sentence that a month ago would sound incomprehensible. From 31 yards, McPherson and Cincinnati is heading to the Super Bowl. He called it again, I'm sure. He walked up and he goes, "Can you believe, Coach? We're going to the Super Bowl."
And now, welcome everyone to the Huddle Up Podcast.
You are looking live.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Huddle Up Podcast. We are back and live. It is Tuesday, September the 6th, 2022, and we are glad to be with you on another week, getting you recapped on the weekend that was, getting ready for the weekend that will be in football. And we are back to full strength. And no, I don't mean that because Kyle's actually going to be with us for the full episode this week. I mean because the National Football League, the next time we see it on our TV, will be live, real football. Week 1 is upon us just 2 nights from now, and of course college football in full swing as this weekend, the holiday weekend took place. So we are glad you are with us. Make sure you are following us on social media. We are at Huddle Up Podcast on Facebook and Twitter. You can subscribe on all podcast platforms. Get our merchandise over at tpublic.com, and we, spoiler alert, may have a new design coming here soon, but we will address that later on in the show as we get to what is one of our favorite segments, but we will get there. Let's welcome in the crew. We will start below me with the student of the game, Kyle Nash. Kyle, how are we doing this week?
You know, I'm very annoyed, Jim, that normally at this part of the show I would evoke the powers of one Lucifer Morningstar, but thanks to your damn Utah Utes, Vincent LaGuardia Gambini is relevant. You were impressed. I referred to EJ making a heel turn last week, turning into a Notre Dame fan, so I know you have this sound effect. You made me believe the Utah Utes were a thing, and now you're a defendant, and I blame you.
I warned you guys, but you listened to me.
I tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen.
And no, you didn't say shit about Utah. Don't even try that.
I said that could be a problem game.
That doesn't mean you predicted a damn thing.
I couldn't pick Florida because I hate Florida.
That's the most vanilla warning that you could possibly have.
Yeah,
I couldn't predict Florida because I don't like Florida.
Stop.
No, EJ. Stop. We might as well get to you because you've interjected yourself.
A, B, you don't dislike any teams except for the Giants and 49ers. Shut up.
The who?
The Giants.
Ernest DJ Christian. Oh, my gosh.
That is self-loathing.
They're in first place.
He even messed up his teeth so he looks like Strahan. That's how much of a self-loathing.
They're in first place.
Wow.
Ernest DJ Christian, how are we doing this week?
I was doing fine until I came to this fucking podcast, so.
Well,
hey, you got your second dose of it. We recorded Football is Awesome earlier today. Bing!
I forgot. I already dealt with Kyle like fucking earlier today, so, you know.
EJ, it's not my fault you make poor choices. Matt, how we doing this week, my guy?
We're doing well. Excited to see the NFL start. Didn't do as well on my gambling last week as I did the week before, so ready for a bounce back week this coming.
And you'll get it. I'm confident in you. I have faith in you, Matt.
I'll get there.
It's
The
certainly
feeling
not.
out process.
EJ, stop kissing up. It's not going to help you in the long run on this episode. Let's
Eagles fly.
But oh my God, I need to clip that.
That's really odd for a Cowboys fan to say.
Let's go back though to the weekend that was. We had the first like full regular. I know most people call it week one. For the sake of this show, we did refer to it as week two. College football back in true full swing. And let's go around the room here, kind of stealing this from the Dan Patrick Show. They usually do it at the end. We're going to do it at the beginning. But what did you learn? EJ, we'll start with you. What did you learn from college football's week number 2?
I learned that Georgia's going to be a problem still. Georgia's still going to be a problem. Y'all had what? Oregon the points this week? All three of you guys?
So
I mean,
no, I did not.
Oh no, sorry.
Oh, no, I did not.
This is the false.
What we argued was that 4-3
on the Football is Awesome podcast. I said out loud that nobody saw that coming.
I
tried to act like that.
Agreed.
Then
But
came out and he did accurately predict the cover, which he's going to try to hump like some.
that's all that matters. That's
leg
all
when
that
you walk
matters.
into a house.
Let me hump my pick, please. Thank you. Can I have 3 things also?
No.
You okay, what else? Matt, can I have 3 things also? Is
No.
that okay?
I just said
no.
it.
Like,
Yeah,
okay. Well, hold on to your other 2.
Okay.
If nobody else gets to them, then maybe we'll let you.
Anyway, Georgia is going to be a problem, and the AP polls, said that today. There were 3 last week, another 2.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
that's
gonna be a problem.
That's simple math. I know I saw some people getting upset. I mean, again, if you're getting upset about rankings in week 2,
Week 1, actually.
yeah, I mean, you got a problem. You got a problem because these things are not going to matter really by the end. Well, again, I guess let me preface, because I don't want Kyle to go on a 15-minute rant about college football playoff rankings, chairman, and all of those sorts of things.
Oh,
if you're getting upset, if you're getting upset over
guy.
whether or not whether Georgia should be 2 or Ohio State should be 2, calm it down. That's not a fight that needs to be had, because those 2 spots will change, guaranteed, by the end of the season. So don't get mad over those spots. There we go. We saved the episode. Matt, what did you learn college football week number 2?
I learned that the Big Ten is still massively overrated.
What?
Okay. All right. Care to elaborate?
Do
No,
tell.
I don't.
Do tell. Nope.
No, the real thing that I learned is what Kyle alluded to earlier, and that's more so that the Pac-10 should have already been put out to pasture prior to USC, UCLA leaving, and this first weekend was kind of the death knell, in my opinion.
Shoot him in the head.
And I blame you. I'm very shocked that's not on your board, Jim.
No, I don't have it, and now the board's frozen because I hit something, and it's a matter of when it's going to.
He'll probably blame me for it, of course.
Well, of course, I would naturally if it's with a faulty soundboard or an. There you go. It still fits. It still fits.
Answer 2. There you go.
Sinking stock.
Kyle, what did you learn in college football's week number 2?
As you present it to me, I'm going to rip off a different show where Kyle was right. EJ managed to add another team to his roster first week, and cheering for your Notre Dame Irish. So now we have 2 teams on the panel that are majority held. The Cowboys, for one, as you guys hold that majority now, 3-1 Notre Dame fans here in present, where Kyle was wrong. Over and above Utah, listen, I will give credit where due. Watching you Notre Dame fans turn on Brian Kelly like something out of, Sid Justice becoming Sid Vicious. There's another wrestling drop for you.
There we go.
Good job, buddy.
So
Proud of you.
To hear the shade you Notre Dame fans throw at Brian Kelly now because a basic ass block can't be handled. You would never give up the inside, for Christ's sake. But now we have to listen to. Well, I mean, we technically had to listen to EJ from that game either way, because I'm sure he's been an LSU fan at some point. I mean, Ed Ogeron draws in love
3 years ago.
So
Orgeron, baby. You know what I'm saying?
go dark. That's right. So that particular piece I did get wrong. And hey, listen, props to Mike Norvell. People seem to forget that he was an injured starting guard for EJ's FSU Seminoles going down, where former UCF quarterback Mackenzie Milton was about ready to do a Disney story. But then EJ's Notre Dame Fighting Irish, still with Brian Kelly in play, took advantage of the injury.
Not like that.
And
that pings like right down the nerves of my
That hurts
spine.
my butthole.
Hearing him say that.
EJ Christian was able to celebrate his Notre Dame Fighting Irish, while unfortunately EJ Christian would whine for the rest of the year about his FSU Seminoles. So this is getting to be very confusing.
Yeah, I'm confused. I'm grossed out more than confused.
Candidly,
What's going on, Devin? Welcome in, buddy.
Hi, Devin.
I'm more disgusted than I am.
You'll be okay.
No, I don't think I will. I don't want you. I blame you. I blame you for the
And
lockdown.
I blame you.
I do. That's one I should probably most certainly get.
Our friends are taking a little turn. There we go.
For me, I mean, the number one thing on my list kind of goes to where Matt was, and it is the Pac-12 will not have a team finish in the top 10. But I will go one a little bit different just to not copy Matt's work. I know I don't want to be accused of being like EJ. But
I do that.
I think CJ Stroud has an uphill road to the Heisman. I was not impressed by him. Now, if that's a sign of what Notre Dame's defense is going to be like, and they were able to just disrupt that Ohio State offense that much, then I'm going to be a happy man throughout.
I think it's quality opponent. I think it's quality opponent too. Give him he has a little more credit.
Yeah,
the quality loss. I tried
Quality loss.
He missed a lot of easy throws that could have put that game out of reach.
But that's part of my list of things. I was trying to tell you guys.
No, you only get one.
Well, EJ, don't interrupt me.
Matt, please. Matt, please.
I would appreciate you not doing it again this week.
I have notes again, buddy.
But God, of course you do. And it's amazing with all of those notes, you never get good at this.
Hey-o.
But
it's wasting paper at this point.
But yeah, I mean, come
29 cents of the book, no big deal.
But yeah, I just he did not look crisp. Again, they had a much more difficult game than a lot of teams did. So we'll see if it balances out. But to me, that's what I learned from week 2. All right, EJ, what's the other things that you learned in week 2?
2 more things. Sorry, Matt. Notre Dame. Kyle disagrees with this, but that's a good loss. That's a good loss.
I disagree with it. I say the committee will make way too much.
They only fell 3 spots in the AP.
They'll get waxed by Troy or somebody, and
they'll play Marshall this week, right? Marshall.
Yeah, they play Marshall.
You guys will lose that game, and then you guys be out of top 25. No big deal.
No, they won't.
I'm joking.
They have a quality loss. They won't go anywhere.
My third thing is I know I was pretty low on these guys, but I was slowly impressed with the Florida State Seminoles on Monday, minus the last 5 minutes of that game. But
guys,
Jordan Travis looks good.
They won a game that LSU did everything possible.
Oh no doubt. No. Like I said, I'm saying most of the game they look good. I was impressed with Jordan Travis. I thought we get waxed that game. To be honest with you,
I wouldn't have ever said waxed, but
I would say waxed.
Well, that's fine. Jackson State does that to people, but EJ Christian's LSU Tigers did everything they could to keep EJ Christian's Florida State Seminoles in there.
Double dipping, baby.
I mean, I know it's a weekly thing for you, but it's got to be easy watching these games having no concern about your favorite team losing. Like it's what's that got to be like? It has to be.
Let me tell you the ways, Jim. Are you serious?
I don't know what stress-free sports watching is like, but kudos to you, EJ.
I think that's not true. Notre Dame still plays Michigan from time to time.
Yeah. Wow. It's like you when the Eagles play the Steelers, right, man?
Yeah, I root for the Eagles and the Eagles only.
I mean, I root for Notre
Dame. I take joy laughing in my wife's face when the Steelers lose to the Eagles.
Or you are a brave person.
That's me and my wife with the Giants and the Saints. She loves the Saints.
Oh God, her and my in-laws. I was
Can't stand the
let's be
Saints.
good
I hate
friends
the
with Peter
Saints.
King. More on that later. But hey, listen, at the end of the day, Matt, I respect that you love that walk out to the couch to go to sleep at night too, man. That's a special thing.
You ain't getting any.
Real quick note, gentlemen, I know we're talking about Jim flippantly made the comment about the Pac-12, Pac-10, whatever the hell we're calling them now, not making the top 10, setting the stage for Lucifer Morningstar. USC will be in the top 10, hell or high water, just like your Notre Dame Fighting Irish by way of the committee. Watch.
I mean, it means Rice, but
No.
impressive.
No, because they're all going to eat themselves alive and
eat what? Precisely.
Do you see a loss? Do you see a loss in their schedule, like right between now and November?
Who, USC?
Yeah,
they're going to lose to Notre Dame.
You hope.
Is that November, right? Earlier.
That's a November game this year.
Okay,
that's at the end of the season.
But they'll be in the top 10 at that point, probably, most likely. And then
I mean, but I said there won't be a Pac-12 team to finish in the top 10.
they're the only hope, and
I don't even know if they get through the rest of their schedule clean.
And
should we go through it?
Keeping with the quality loss theorem, if Oregon comes back strong for the rest of the year, don't rule out some idiot suggesting them in the top 25 because they opened with Georgia, who's balling the bleed.
Because I only mentioned this because if USC is done early, the Pac-12 is not even a conversation about anything for the rest of the year. We don't talk about the Pac-12 beyond September.
Yeah, no, that's accurate. And we won't talk about them much in December either, other than the prospect of them being in the top 10 and being in a major bowl game. But beyond that,
right.
I mean, they have at Utah in October.
Okay, well, we'll see if Utah is that wasn't.
I would drop Lucifer Morningstar here, but Jim tripped me up because he made me believe, and I blame you.
I mean, yeah. And look, again, if you go back to the college preview episode, I wasn't banging the drum that Utah was great. I will take it, and I will admit that I was wrong that they would make it to the college football playoff.
Tried to tell you,
but my only
listen.
I tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen.
My only point about them was like I thought they could get through the Pac-12 schedule clean. Little did I know they were going to screw up week 1 at Florida and lose.
Can we give a little credit to Billy Napier, though? That's a heck of
I will give credit to Florida for that win because I didn't really give Florida a chance.
Nor did I. I mean, they lost CF in the Gasparilla Bowl.
Yes, thank you, Mike. Yes, we are all well aware.
I know what it is, baby.
The worst part, my sister and her entire family was at the game. 3 kids, her husband at the game, and I was giving them shit like Utah's gonna win this game, and then fucking they're talking shit, of course.
They tried to tell you, but you.
I mean, they are both. To be fair, they're also both UF alums. So
yeah, well, just remind them of the Gasparilla Bowl if they gave you too much of a problem.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean,
that was fun time.
So I didn't anticipate Utah coming out and doing that. I thought they were going to get through Florida. They were going to get through the Pac-12 schedule. And my point was whether they were, and now we know, they were ranked too high in the preseason.
They're fucking posers, dude. You thought wrong.
They started at 7. They had 3 places to move. And everything above them was going to play itself out. So all they had to do was win. They forgot the most important detail.
Reverse DJ Khaled. By the way, do they have a lot of sophomores and freshmen on that roster? Do you know, Jim?
I do not know.
Because it would confirm that the problem is indeed Utes. Anyways.
That most certainly is.
Good.
That was good. Guardia Gambiti, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go to this upcoming weekend, though. I have 5 games and then 1. Can they beat the spread? But we will get to that one. Let's start Saturday noon.
That hard already? Jesus.
Let's start Saturday. Number 1, Alabama, a 20.5-point road favorite at Texas. 61.5 is your over-under. This one at noon on Fox. Kyle, we'll start with you.
Listen, the song says with the tag team that baby got back. The Texas Longhorns haven't had back ever at all to be relevant in college football. 20.5's the spread. I'll take a touchdown on that on top of that if you're giving me that kind of action. I got Bama handling business soundly.
All right, Matt.
I have Texas staying within that 20-point range until the fourth quarter, and then Bama just puts the foot on the gas a little bit more and wins even more handily. And I will take the under.
Oh, okay. EJ?
This is
42-17.
This is clown shoes for Bama. Bama covers under. Let's go.
I like that clown shoes.
Yeah. Texas will be lucky to come within 20.5. But Bama covers. I'll go. Yeah, I'll go under because Bama's going to score a lot, but I don't know if Texas will score any.
Yeah, that's the problem. You're asking for, I think, 3 scores from Texas. I'm not confident.
Yeah. Again.
Unless Bama drops like a 50 burger and then Texas only needs, 10 or 11 at that point. Yeah, Mike has Bama in the under.
Smart guy.
Well, so thank you for including that. If you are following along
Invite him
with
on
us live,
awesome podcast there, EJ Christian.
give your thoughts as we go. If you're following along with us live, let's go to Saturday at 3:30 on ABC. Number 24 Tennessee is a 7-point road favorite at number 17 Pitt. 65.5 is your over under on this one. EJ.
Give me Pitt on the points, and I will take also the under on that one.
All right, Matt.
Yeah, 6.5 is a little too much in terms of points. I think it'll be maybe like a 3-4 point game. So Pitt plus the points. I'll take the over though. I like both teams to score.
All right, Kyle.
SEC superiority reigns. Granted, I find it still odd to use that name in association with Josh Heupel, yet here we are. But that at the end of the day, gentlemen, I like the pick covering. I like the over. Listen, one thing I will always say about Josh Heupel, even though UCF fans have poo-pooed him throughout his career despite the stellar records he put up, that is a fast offense. That is an offense that does some work. I'll give him credit. He's worked a lot better in Tennessee than I would have thought. Not here to tell you that they're going to win the SEC or anything that ridiculous, but I think Matt nailed it. And any sort of criticism at this point that I would have had of Heupel is temporarily up in smoke by the way of his stogie. There you go. Hashtag AJ.
A kind of surprising road favorite there for Tennessee, but Pitt struggled a bit last week. I think they can cover the 7 here. But I'm definitely going to go the over. I think we're going to see.
Couldn't cover it last week and fucked up my parlay. Thanks a lot, Pitt.
Sorry, Matthew.
By the way, another edition of When Kyle Was Right. The ACC, still bad. Moving on.
Oh, yeah, without question.
Really going out on a limb there. Mike has Tennessee and the under. Then we go to a SEC matchup. Number 20, Kentucky. Is on the road. They are a Florida at number 12. Florida, easy for me to say, is a 4.5 point home favorite. 51.5 is your over under this one. It's 7:00 on ESPN. Kyle, we'll start with you.
I people can be all critical of Florida being ranked that high, and I don't blame them for doing it, but it's still a complete and total overreaction. That being said, the Kentucky concept is interesting. They made the Citrus Bowl last year, so they had to have finished at least pretty high, right? I covered them playing Iowa for the 3-point conversion. Bing! But at the end of the day, I believe in Billy Napier enough to handle this game too, and I still think that Kentucky is primarily a basketball program. Give me the Gators, and I think they'll cover.
All right, Matt.
Yeah, I do think the shooting up the rankings all the way to 12 is a bit
That's
premature, especially because I think a lot of people were uncertain about Utah, Kyle being one of them, going into the season. That being said, I think Kentucky is a little high as well with where they are. So give me Florida minus the 5, and I will take the over. I think 52.5 is a little low for those teams, given their scoring prowess last week.
Did you notice how quickly he comes out and puts the repellent on one Lucifer Morningstar by acknowledging that he did listen when I tried to tell him?
I did notice that. I did notice that. EJ.
Give me Kentucky. I think Florida wins the game, but I think it'll be a field goal game. And give me the over.
Kentucky saying, yeah.
Say it again?
You said Kentucky covers. I thought it sounded like you said they were going to win.
No. Florida wins the game, but Kentucky covers it 5 points.
Got it.
Yeah, I kind of wasn't sure the way that it was presented at first. Thank you for Kyle for clearing that up. I'm going to go Florida even to cover the 4.5, and I'm going to go the over in this one as well. Mike asks, can they both lose? But ultimately he goes with Kentucky and the over. Then we got number 10, USC. They are a 9-point road favorite at Stanford. 65 is your over-under on this one. Saturday, 7:30 on ABC. EJ.
USC. I think they'll come at the gate pretty well. That's at least for September. So give me USC and the over. That's lots of points.
I mean, you better hope
Over
that
65.
USC does well, right? Don't you have them in your playoff, EJ?
I know.
I did. I sure did.
I thought that was me for number.
That was me.
Oh, no,
I had my playoff.
I'm wrong. I'm
All
lost.
right. Matt.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a high spread for USC against the Stanford team that is not, I wouldn't say, fully back and deserving of any type of respect just yet. So give me USC. I will take the under, though. I don't see Stanford putting up a ton of points on USC, and I don't see USA throttling to the tune of a 67-point over.
All right. Kyle.
What the hell is this? The AARP? No, it's not going to go over 65. Jesus Lord, no. Matt's got this spot on. I got Lincoln Riley doing things. Thank you. I got Lincoln Riley doing things in a fit that makes about as much sense as USC in the Big Ten, but I digress. No, I joke about that, but no, Lincoln Riley, I think, is going to settle in there nicely this season. That's why I think they will be a top 10 team eventually, because the committee will compel it. And I think Matt could take another puff of the stogie there. He's got that one right.
I'm gonna go USC to cover the 9. I just how David Shaw is still at Stanford baffles me year in, year out. I mean, he took over what was a Pac-12 champion and has slowly but surely crippled that program to an almost unrecognizable.
Well, burn, my friend.
Hey, but the competition there is so tough, Jim. Why are you so hard on him?
I mean,
jerk.
I know. It's such a powerful conference that
you're harder on him than you are on Brian Kelly, for Christ's sake.
Oh,
I mean, he never vanished in the veil of darkness in the middle of the night.
Oh wait,
but I'm gonna go under. I don't think I'm with Matt. I don't think Stanford's going to be able to put up enough points to get the total over 65. USC is probably going to score a lot. Stanford's going to do Stanford things and probably come up with about 6.
SUC.
Yeah, and a K. And then we find Mike has USC in the over as well. And lastly, we go to number 9, Baylor. There at number 21, BYU, who is a 3-point home favorite. 53.5 is your over under on this one. Saturday night, for those who are going to be up late, 10:15 Eastern time on ESPN. Kyle.
BYU has a lot to prove to me that they belong in the Big 12, and part of that would be winning this football game. I don't see them do it. Actually, no. Baylor's still been dealing with a lot of the crap. See, this is what makes that game interesting. I'm going to make the same mistake I did probably with Utah and Florida, and I blame you. No, not for BYU, the other Utah thing. But I'll go ahead and pick BYU, but I will see the Baylor Bears covering. Or actually, I missed it, Jim. You said Baylor was favored, yes?
BYU is favored.
Oh.
Unless I had that wrong. Does somebody want to check my word?
No, BYU is giving 3.5.
Okay. This is just me being confused, like with the Nebraska game, and we saw how that went. That being said, I will go BYU. I will go BYU covering and handling business, but give me the under overall with that.
All right, Matt.
I'm going to go the opposite of Kyle in this one. I'm going to take Baylor plus the points, and I think both offenses are high-powered enough that 53.5 it seems a little low. So give me the over on that.
All right, and EJ.
I'm copying Matt as well. I'm going to go Baylor to cover, and I see a lot of points in this game as well too. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go the same. Actually, I'm going to go Baylor to cover and the over. I think we're points.
I think this is going to be a game where a field goal missed is going to leave Matt in anguish on his parlay.
Yeah.
Mikey has Baylor in the over as well.
I'll tell you, my biggest anguish of the weekend was NC State and getting stuffed on 4 straight first and goal from the 1 attempts when they could have gone up 14 to cover the 12-point spread.
You suck.
Hey,
And then it had me rooting for Eastern Carolina just so NC State would lose. If I was going down, they were going down with me, and the kicker.
Wait. So Kyle, who's real degenerate here? Zach or fucking Matt here? This guy's fucking
Zach, because he doesn't smoke stogies and wear awesome muscle shirts.
And that's just science.
That's true.
Finally, let's close with this one. It's we're not picking a winner. We're just answering one question. The largest point spread in the history of Michigan Wolverines football. They are a 51-point favorite hosting Hawaii on Saturday. EJ, this is like your 13th favorite team or something like that.
Number two, actually. Number two.
But can Michigan cover the 51-point spread on Saturday?
I'm gonna lean no.
Okay. They almost did it against Colorado State this past weekend.
Those juggernauts
almost don't count, buddy.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out in your
Just saying.
I'm
that
trying to figure out your fandom.
Colorado State program.
Colorado State greater than Hawaii. I'm just not sure. It's hard to keep track with everything Ernest DJ Christian. Matt, can Michigan cover the 51?
Does Michigan even have a starting quarterback yet?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They have 2 of them, I believe.
No, they don't cover.
All right. Kyle.
And it's going to be a bad day in the Nice household because they just lose outright.
Oh, no.
Oh, my. Dude, bro, you really want to fucking get shot, don't you?
Good God, you think they were playing Penn?
Jim, right in the nads. Right in the fucking nads, dude.
Man.
I mean, Penn State is the one time I will root for Michigan.
Hey, fuck you, buddy.
That's
There
the
we
only.
Go buck yourself.
Man.
I mean, when Penn State plays Michigan, is that going to be the wife bowl on this show? Is that how that?
That'd be awesome.
Maybe, yeah. We'll just get Dana and Lauren to come in, take our work.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
We'll see if we can negotiate that
5-minute
with
debate.
Kyle. Can Michigan cover 51?
51's a lot of points. I don't think they'll do it. And when they fail to do so, Michigan fans will demand the firing of Jim Harbaugh once again.
Probably. I'm gonna go no. 51. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a big ask. So I will say Hawaii can cover the 51. As does Mike. He says
Harbaugh have mercy on their souls.
he says I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily that. I just think, I mean, 51 is just a hell of a lot of points. All right, let's move to the National Football League. Week 1 begins 2 nights from now, and that is where we are going to begin with our picks. 5 games on the Week 1 slate, and we will start, like I said, at the home of the defending Super Bowl champions, the place where they won the said Super Bowl. So it is the Buffalo Bills. They're a 2.5-point road favorite at the LA Rams. 52.5 is your over-under on this one. Thursday night, 8:20. And even though most Thursday night games this year are going to be on Amazon Prime, this one, the Thursday kickoff, is on NBC and Peacock. So we will start with Kyle.
Hey, listen, when the addict comes back to the table, the first one's always free, baby. And welcome to the Super Bowl that could have been, but also what some will think the Super Bowl that has yet to come. We'll hear more about that on the Student of the Game podcast on Wednesday, if I will be one of those guys. Also mentioning something else, this is a game I feature on the Matchup Mania that you can find tomorrow on the 3pointconversion.com. So for those games that you want to watch that you hear not only here on the Huddle Up podcast, check out that piece as well. But yeah, listen, this is a super tough one to pick. I'm going to pick the Rams kind of by default because they're at home, basically. But this game is that close, it could go either way for me.
All right, Matt.
I'm big on the Bills this year. I think they start off with that statement win against the defending champs. So give me the Bills to cover.
EJ.
Matt and I on the same page.
That was quite a choice.
I said hashtag Bills Mafia last week. This is
All
gonna be
right, let me change my pick.
Shut up. No, I said they're gonna go ahead.
You're not going to go with your fellow Notre Dame. Anyway,
I said that this Bills team's going to go at least 14-3 this year, and they're going to dominate.
14.
Damn, EJ. It starts on Thursday night, and you're going to see these two teams play in February. So, give me the Bills to cover. Give me the over. Now, real quick, this line started out with Rams -1, and now it's Bills -2.5. Matt, you're the gambler. What happened?
A lot of people started betting on the Bills, I would assume.
Is it solely the Stafford tonight thing? You think?
I wonder how much is covered to that trash.
I would be surprised if it was to that. If it was, I think it would be a bigger swing than just the 3 points.
Right. It's a lot of points, though. I guess it's the champs. Big swing.
2 point. Oh, well, 3 point swing.
Well, remember, they were
I mean,
Craig 2.5-point dogs.
It's not like it's a touchdown.
It was a big swing, though, for the Super Bowl champions, though.
You know, all
home?
the big swings
Right,
that
but-
coach there, Peacock guy.
If you're looking at the two teams individually, haven't the Bills gotten better than the Rams have?
I don't think the Rams got just a good a little better because Allen
So
Robinson.
yes, they're the Super Bowl champions there at home, but I mean, if you're looking at it in the way that they're lining up for Week 1, I think the Bills are the better team. So
maybe. See, here's the thing: it's harder to stay as good when you're the Super Bowl champion, and it's damn near impossible to get better because you done already won the Mamma Jamma. That's why this is a tough question. You make a good point, Jim. This game's that close, though. Like, let's not get into this 1A, 1B bull crap. This is a good football.
Yeah, that's my thing. That's my thing.
Yeah, I said let's not.
It's this guy over here is Mr.
1A, 1B, frisky.
1C, 1D.
Listen, you
UF.
talk to your wife about being frisky with your 1A, 1B, Chief. Listen, the punchline is this. Don't bet this game. Be smart. Moving on.
That is a disgusting act.
If you're going to bet this game, bet the over. That's it. Don't bet the spread. Bet the over.
I'm all EJ Christian.
I'll go Bills to cover. I think that they want to make a statement from Week 1, and I'll go the over as well. Then we go to Cincinnati, the home of the defending AFC champion. Mike had the Bills in the over as well for the first one there. We have the Mitch Trubisky led Pittsburgh Steelers.
Trubisky or whatever the hell his name is.
That is official. The Steelers made it official today. Mitch Trubisky is the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are on the road at the Cincinnati Bengals, a 6.5 point home favorite. 44 is your over under. This one on Sunday, 1:00 on CBS. EJ, we'll start with you.
I know it's a divisional game, and typically those games are a lot closer. But I feel like the energy that's going to come out of Cincinnati on Sundays, it's going to be this heavy. I think they're going to cover this game. They're going to win pretty convincingly, and I have the under.
All right, Matt.
I will take the Bengals and the over on this. I don't think the Steelers defense can keep them in long enough with the offense relying on Mitchie T as long as they're going to.
All right,
Mitchie T. Interesting.
I kind of like that.
Mitchie Trubisky or whatever the hell his name is.
T-Dog.
I like Trubisky.
T-Dog.
I'll take the over too. Sorry.
All right, sounds good.
Listen, for my money, gentlemen, Trubisky starting is probably the single biggest mistake that Mike Tomlin has made as a coach, in my opinion. But then what do I know? He's the one that not only got a starring role on the series house, but has failed to lose, ironically, in his tenure. So my ego is pretty big to kind of call question to that. That all being said, I don't feel like this team is adjusted to Trubisky yet. Whereas Joey Burr is going to handle that business. I got the over. I got the coverage. It's going to be great.
EJ, I know you love, like, I would love to actually do a deep dive stat wise, because every time there's a division game, you always bring up like the division games get close and this and that. And they do, like, weird things can happen in division games.
Familiarity, that's all.
But I'd love to dig into how many times weird things actually happen. in
More than
those
sure.
division games.
All I'm saying is that the competitive nature of the game, will make it.
Sure, but I like it, I would love to look at the numbers and see how many times competitive nature actually evens the playing field for a team who's just marketably worse than the better team.
Listen, you said
makes sense.
terms. The actual data professional might be able to put something together for you. We'll get more on that.
You have time for that, buddy?
I'll
Data
find
guy.
Bitch, I'm not the one that whines about putting his kids to bed every week.
I gotta do what I gotta do. I got priorities, man. Wow. I mean, geez,
So
I can't
do
be.
I.
Wait, so I can't be. I'm not whining about it. I'm just saying I'm putting kids to bed. I'll be in a little bit. Why are we doing this, buddy?
Never hear me talk about it.
God, that's a shot in the Nasdaq, Kyle.
Damn.
Hey, listen, I apologize. You actually have been very gracious, and every time you come to Disney, you invited our kids to play together. So that has
Oh wait, shit.
there's a shot in the Nats for you.
That's a shot in Nads.
handle the truth.
Yeah, that's a shot in Nads too. By the way, my wife, Lauren did say this morning that she's pissed off. She hasn't met you yet. Still,
Step your game up, Christian.
Like I'm tentatively planning on making a Florida trip in a few years. I will laugh my ass off if I meet Kyle before you meet Kyle.
Uh-oh.
EJ. So there we go. There's the shots fired.
10 years invested in this guy. I haven't met him in person.
You got lucky that the Hall of Fame celebration induction happened when it did, because Matt almost beat you.
I know, and I almost did come west for that, and then timing just did not work out.
You've
But,
done more bullets than Keanu Reeves in the Matrix.
So you're saying there's a chance, right?
But all that said, I'm gonna go Bengals plus. I'm gonna go over. Not by a lot, but I'm gonna go over. 44 feels awful low.
It's 44.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least that's what I have it as. But yeah, I think the Bengals are just too good. And being it at home, I think the Bengals are just going to be too good here. Mike has his Bengals and the over. Devin has Pittsburgh covering and the under. So then we go to Carolina. It is the Cleveland Browns. They're a 2.5 point road underdog. The Bengals, the 2.5, or the Panthers, the 2.5 point home favorite. 41.5 is your over under on this one. For Baker Mayfield against his former team, 1 o'clock on CBS. EJ, or no, we'll go with Kyle. As that was
EJ, say the name of the game that Jim failed to drop in its proper fashion, please.
The Baker Bowl.
The Baker Bowl, damn. Because ain't nobody watching this for the Browns or the Panthers. The good news is for those of us there who are popping our corn for the drama, you're going to get a semi-competitive football game for one main reason. Run CMC is actually going to not be hurt for 30 seconds. Going to be pretty awesome.
That's a bold claim. That's a bold claim. Be careful.
Wait till week. Give him to week 4. Give him week 3, week 4.
I didn't say he'd make it through the game. I just said he'd start the Mamma Jam. All right, take it easy. But
I said what I said.
Mamma Jamba. I like that word.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm with EJ. I'm supposed to just.
You're just as white as you're just as white as Jim is. Mamma Jamma.
Nobody's that way,
bro. It'll be interesting when I meet you in person and you see how dark I am. You're like, well,
no. G told me. G told me this already years ago. Like, dude, Kyle's really dark. Like, how dark? Darker as you, not darker. Like, oh, okay.
It's the fall. My color has faded a touch, and I'm properly lit, so you can't really tell. But no. But listen, at the end of the day, in the latest edition of where Kyle was wrong, I didn't think Baker Mayfield would start this game, and yet, to his credit, coming to an offense that isn't one he played in last year, he supplanted the incumbent in Sam Darnold, which I don't know if that's props to Baker or an indictment of Sam Darnold. But listen, I think the Panthers.
Oh my God!
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're saying about Sam Darnold's game, apparently. But what I'm getting at is, at the end of the day, you have a Browns defense that's going to be anxious to get to actually hit Baker Mayfield after looking at him in a red jersey for how long? I got the Browns, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Matt.
I have the Panthers. They were one of my surprise teams in the playoff hunt. So if they're going to somehow make it in, they have to win games like this, where their quarterback is actually motivated to succeed. I think Baker comes out firing on this one. I think they cover the spread, but I will still take the under. I just don't see Cleveland putting up a ton of points.
You know, if you had said to me that Matt would make a worse playoff pick than EJ, I would have been surprised. And yet, here we are.
There we are.
I said I wanted one frisky team that would be kind of no way they make it in, but let me root for someone.
Listen, just
And
because
that
they
was my group.
as their mascot doesn't mean you have to go with the branding for cat food. With
By the way, great job on the frisky thing. I love it.
Yeah. EJ said frisky like 72 times. It was ingrained in me.
EJ.
Baker Bowl. Here we go. I got the where's it at? The Panthers winning this, and give me the under. This will be a ground and pound like ugly game.
Browns, yeah.
Yeah, especially with the Browns.
Yeah, God, 41 it's such a low number in the NFL.
Low.
Fuck it, I'll go under. But give me the Panthers to cover. I'm with Matt. I think the Panthers are going to be the second best team in that division. Whatever the hell that means, I think they're going to be the second best.
According to a lot of morons out there, apparently the Saints going to win the fucking.
Don't spoil it.
Yes, wait. We will get there.
Oh, that's on the docket? Okay, cool.
But really quick, yeah, like you would read the damn thing.
I know, I have notes. Again, dude, notes. Hey.
No, but hey, you if you're phased by the 41 points over under there, Jim, like remind you, Jacoby Brissett, Baker Mayfield, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, CMC. That's why.
There we go. Good.
Yep.
Good. And apparently a Browns defense that's ready to hit
17 to 10, Carolina.
All right.
Damn.
Mike has Baker and the over. Devin has the Browns and the over. Then we go Sunday, 4:25 on CBS. It is the Raiders at the LA Chargers, who are a 3-point home favorite. 52 is your over-under on this one. EJ.
It's probably the game of the weekend. Probably.
Hey, EJ, use the word.
Go,
use the word, dumbass.
Which word?
You got to be fucking kidding me.
Frisky?
Yes.
Dumbass.
This is not frisky at all. This is not frisky. This is game of the week. This is probably the game of the weekend.
It's going to be damn frisky.
I don't know. This game's harder to pick, to be honest with you.
I'll wait my turn.
Because here's the thing that everybody has been on the Chargers, and I get that. I mean, we discussed in the podcast last week about the over-unders and all that. Chargers, on paper, probably the best team in football. On paper. I don't trust that coach. Anyway, what does it matter now? Who gives a shit? Chargers, you know what? Even though I have the Raiders to win the division, I am picking the Chargers to win this game and the cover, and I'll take the over.
By the way, Raiders winning the division, awfully frisky, EJ.
That's a frisky. See, that's frisky.
Matt.
I will take the Chargers just because it's at home. Not that the Chargers have had a home crowd to speak of, really, but maybe this is the year. We will see. So Chargers -3. I will take the over. I see a lot of points going on the board in this one.
All right, Kyle.
A pair of playoff competitive teams in a shootout that you don't see in a Hollywood Western. I don't care how close to LA they are. That's why it's frisky. Take the damn over. I don't care.
That's a bet anyway, in my opinion.
But yeah, definitely. As for who wins the game, Christ. I'm going to go with the Chargers because they have a much better defense. Not that Derek Carr's going to make a mistake per se or a turnover or anything that dramatic. They just make one or two stops more than the Raiders will with their defense. Justin Herbert, a quarterback that EJ Christian and I have both said is in the top 10. Look for that to happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Chargers. I think they're gonna be better than EJ ultimately thinks they're gonna be.
Frisky,
the odds of them, I think the odds are better that they start to put things together than they don't. So I will go the Chargers to get it rolling early. I'm going to take them to cover the 3, and I'm definitely taking the over in this one. Devin has Raiders and the under.
Okay.
Mike says, let's go 2022 MVP Justin Herbert. So he is definitely on the he is definitely on the Chargers train.
So the reason why I laugh at that isn't to insult Devin or anything like that. It's because if Russell Carrington Wilson wasn't able to get MVP votes out west as a guy who's popular, everyone's pooping on Justin Herbert because his team can't make the playoffs, and it's a team problem, not a Herbert problem. There's no way he's getting votes. I don't care if he has 45 touchdowns and 6,000 yards.
Wow. Not even if they run the if they are the number one seed in the AFC. You don't think
they're going to supplant him? First of all, they won't be the number one seed.
Well, I'm not saying that they will be. I'm saying like in your scenario of like basically no shot at him being MVP, if he does put up ridiculous numbers and they would happen to get number one seed.
If the Chargers do get the number one seed, that's what it'll take. That I will grant you, Jim. Well played.
Yeah. Again, I don't see that happening, but
injuries do happen. I mean, just ask Run CMC. I get it.
That is true. And then finally, we close up our week 1 picks with a game on Sunday night on NBC. It is the Buccaneers. They're a 1.5 point road favorite at the Dallas Cowboys. EJ's Dallas Cowboys. 50 is your over under. Like I said, on NBC and Peacock. Kyle, we'll start with you.
You know, EJ's Buccaneers have a real problem with all the injuries on the line.
All these names there.
You know, Jansen at center is hurt. Tristan Wirtz is hurt. I think one of their guards retired, and one of their other guards went to the Bengals, for crap's sake. So, like, there's a reason why Tom Brady took 11 days away. It has got nothing to do with his family. No, joking aside, listen, he's 45. He's got a lot of ish to worry about. I have a lot of ish to worry about at 42, just as much as EJ does with his kids. I have mine. But the punchline is this. But I think for all the O-line woes that the Bucs have, EJ's Cowboys have just as many, just with Tyron Smith being hurt. I have EJ Christian's Thomas Edward Patrick Bieber Brady.
That's right. Get it right. Full name.
There it is.
He's the GOAT. He gets all the names.
He is not the GOAT, but he does get the names. And at the end of the day, they will supplant Jim and EJ's Cowboys.
Wrong.
Ryan asked, "You're still putting EJ on this show?" I know this.
We need somebody to make the crinkle fries. That's
crinkle fries, buddy. Stop.
Despite our best thought and effort, Ryan, we still are putting EJ on this show.
Contractual obligation, buddy.
Matt, we will go with you.
He's here so we don't get fined.
That too.
You won't really hear me pick the Cowboys unless it's a game where I really want them to lose, and then I will pick them to jinx them. So we'll save that till the end of the season / playoffs if they make it. Give me the Buccaneers. Give me the over.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
See, I jinxed them already.
Playoffs?
Well done.
EJ.
Give me the Bucks.
Shocker.
And then Brady's gonna come up fucking swinging.
How hard is this for you, EJ, to pick your alliances?
Brady, I love the Dak. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. I get it. I love the Dak.
The reason Brady is he's showing appreciation for the 11-day respite they spent together. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But give me the Bucks here. Give me over.
Where'd you guys go, by the way?
A lot of like negative. By the way, a lot of negative like feedback on the Cowboys. Like today, a lot of media talking like the Cowboys might make the playoffs this year. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, I said that I would not be surprised if they don't make the playoff.
I think that's less negativity on the Cowboys and more on people realizing that the Eagles got a shot. I'm sure Matt's down with that.
Well, Eagles in the division, that's not a problem, but all together, missing the playoffs, going under 500, going under like 500 or 9-8, 8-9.
I mean, they're already in injury hell.
Peters, buddy,
and the season has not started.
Correct.
Like they're missing their most important.
Jim. I know. Jim, you're doing that thing you do on Twitter every Sunday. You're preparing for it. Look at it. Because guys, you follow this podcast, follow Big Thing Sports on Twitter, especially between September and January, because I can't say February because they don't get my because
if you don't like roller coasters, don't get on the ride. I'll give you that warning now.
Because this motherfucker is absolutely fucking this off the fucking charts when it comes to college football.
Oh, it's my hell. It's my heaven and my hell all at the same time.
He definitely enhances hockey season. I'll grant you that.
That too.
That's true, and that's starting up. And just
can't wait, baby. NHL, let's go.
Okay. Sure, whatever. I'm going to take the Cowboys to cover and win here. It's close enough that sure that it's a homer pick, but it's close enough. I don't know what condition Tom Brady's in. I don't know what condition the Cowboys are
Could
in.
be okay.
But it's NBC used to have must see TV on Thursday nights. I guess this is must see TV on a Sunday night. So
Can I say real quick though? It's not on the list, but probably one of the most intriguing games of the weekend for me is Dolphins and Patriots.
Okay, I'll bite. Why?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, I want to see the Tua thing, obviously, but
Let's go on this journey.
are we really? Even Matt was saying on the show last week, are we really sure the Pats are going to be as bad as we hear them to be? Are we? I mean, I'm really curious.
This was a conversation we had last week.
Yeah. Over under when I said I took the under, you're like, I'm not sure about that. Remember?
See,
I don't.
Here's the thing.
Wait, you think we paid attention to all of those picks for you?
It's probably high.
Wow.
It's probably high.
Every season at this time, back when the Patriots were good, this was going to be Brady's last year. This was going to be the year that Bill Belichick was exposed. And after saying that for a half a decade, anywhere up between a half a decade and a decade, now that it might actually happen, if it does, the press is going to claim that they're Nostradamus. So, no, I granted, there's a lot of things in personnel that actually confirm it this time. This time there's a lot bigger threat than ever before, and it doesn't necessarily have to do with the quarterback position. It's the fact that it's rougher than it's ever been for this offense everywhere, including the offensive line, which is notoriously good under one Bill Belichick. But that being said, I get it. And for my money, with all the ish I've been listening to from deranged Dolphin fans, they better win this game.
Oh yeah, must win.
A must win.
Look at this schedule. First 4 games. That's why.
Bro, come on.
Baltimore, Cincinnati.
It's in Miami, so I don't say must win, but it's close to them. If they're going to be for real this year, they have to beat Miami or they have to beat New England at home.
The AFC is a game. The AFC playoffs is going to be a game of inches.
Because he's right. Then they have Ravens, Bills, Bengals right after that.
Right.
So if they don't win that and they start the season likely 0-4, 1-3 at best, if they lose to the Patriots, then that's tough.
Well, the fans will want to cancel the season by then, so yeah, they'll need to protect the existence.
They
of
have fans.
I don't know. I was going to say.
No offense, Devin. I know.
They got fans. They got fans here.
Fans. So many of them are chirping, trying to tell me they're going to make the playoffs. And listen, I know you got Armstead, but that ain't enough, guys.
I got number 7 seed. You already know that, though.
Yeah, you have the damn Red Tails in the playoffs too. The hell you know.
Commodores, baby. Commodores, baby. Let's go.
Good God. An important game, sure. Must win. I don't know. I have a hard time putting the word must win on a week 1.
I will back him on the must win thing.
Bold.
I don't know. I would argue that Vikings Packers is more of a must win than this.
For Minnesota?
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree.
The only reason why I see what you're going there. The only reason why I would not say that is because the NFC, again, a lot of space to make noise. AFC, 1 game. Tiebreaker will cost you a playoff spot. That's what I'm saying.
Sure, but after they play the Bengals, their next 5 games are Jets, Vikings, Steelers, Lions, Bears, where they can make that.
There's a lot of ground.
Did you say the Frisky Lions? Because Mikey B has them going to the playoffs this year too.
So I have the Lions going to the playoffs, but
exactly.
Miami should also be able to win that game if they are going to
the Lions. I fucking hate you, EJ.
I love you too.
So let's go on the journey of the Dolphins schedule. So we got the first 4 out of the way, and like Matt said, then you have Jets, Vikings, Steelers, Lions, Bears, Browns. Then there's the bye week. Then you have the Texans. And then it picks up a little bit more because then you have 49ers, Chargers, which I don't know. By that point of the year, maybe the Chargers coach will start blowing games, right, DJ? And then you have Bills, Packers, Patriots, Jets.
Thank you. See?
So I mean, there's winnable games even when you get into December. So again, important game, sure, absolutely. Start the year off. You have Tyreek Hill now. New head coach. You're at home, division opponent, one that you have beaten when you have no business beating them theoretically. So now you should be able to, at least be competitive, if not beat them. Yes, very important game. Like I said, I have a hard time for anyone putting must win on a week 1 game. That's just me though.
I'll put it on the board for you so you can read it. A must win.
It's fine. I can barely read what you have on there now.
Okay, it says I
It'd be
made
nice
the
if
honor
we
roll
could
because my
read the
power.
board.
It's coming up. We're teasing it soon.
Just,
I made the honor roll because of the power ranking.
just save it for tool time, Chief. Okay.
Yeah, we will get there. Mikey B has Bucks in the under for the Sunday night game. Devin has Bucks in the over for the Sunday night game. Let's see here. Devin says Miami and under for the Dolphins game, even though we didn't actually pick it.
Yeah.
Love the
So
extra.
did Mike.
Big Mike has the fish sticks and over. And Devin with a homer claim the Miami Dolphins making the playoffs.
Told you.
Just him hoping and praying. At least he admits that part.
He's
of it.
realistic in that.
At least realistic about it.
So kudos to Devin. He only has the one team to hang his hat on. He's not EJ, so he doesn't have 16 fallback teams to make the playoffs.
Nice.
Before we
One
get
does.
to what is one of our most enjoyable segments week in and week out, we are going to kind of peer into the crystal ball a little bit. And when we get back here next week, we'll see if we are accurate or not. But what will be the biggest surprise of NFL week number 1? Kyle, we'll start with you.
Biggest surprise of the NFL week number 1. For the Seattle Seahawks to keep it competitive. No. I think for my money, see, that's the thing. I'm the student of the game. I've been studying. There are no surprises. No. I think you'll see a scenario where the Kansas City Chiefs will struggle more than you think they will. I think they're going to have the first of what could be a tough out in the beginning of the season.
All right, Matt, what is your biggest surprise of NFL week number 1?
Looking over the schedule here. Biggest surprise, and I give them shit all the time. EJ's New York Giants
You just stole
start
mine.
the season
Who's New York?
1-0.
No. He's no
That's
Giant.
not
You
EJ.
just stole mine, buddy. Oh my God! I was going to say that, but I was going to say that also to elaborate on our text exchange this morning that we woke up your brother apparently to ask us if we work or not.
No, he
remember?
was at his job working.
Right, exactly, and like
I was
Matt has the best answer. Yeah, at home. No, it is mine also too. It's gonna be the Giants being Tennessee, elaborating on what we've been saying, but me and the Titans falling back to earth now this year.
That's cute. No.
Because I went through the schedule with you guys already. Raiders, Bills, Packers,
Still wrong.
and they will go. And I'm telling you, they will go 3-3 at least in that division this year. Houston will get them once, Jacksonville at least once, and maybe twice for the Colts. Maybe.
So 4-2 in the division
Three.
is not a death knell.
2-4.
They're not going 2-4 in the division, jabroni. It's not happening.
Wrestling term, buddy. Frisky, are you?
Yeah, and you're making a heel turn, acting like a Giants fan.
No, I think the Giants will steal that game against the Titans this weekend. I'm with Matt. Let's go.
All right, let me change mine.
Shut up.
Mine, and I'm going along with that team that I said will be the second best in the NFC South. Again, whatever that means. But that Baker Mayfield is going to be not only fit in better in Carolina than he did in Cleveland, but he is going to play better in Carolina than he ever did in Cleveland.
I think fit in better is definitely a guarantee at this juncture, right? Like,
yeah. I just want to see the moving commercials too. Like, what was the insurance? If there's not him loading up a U-Haul and unloading it in Carolina, what are we even doing here?
whoever his people are, his marketing people, his agent, all that, they deserve a gold effing star. Only Kirk Cousins has done more hustling than Baker Mayfield's people.
Oh, hell yeah.
You're not kidding. And speaking of Kirk Cousins, Mikey B says the biggest surprise, Kirk Cousins beats Aaron Rodgers in
I actually expect it
in week number 1. So we've danced around it enough.
Is it
Uh-oh. What's that, Kyle?
Is that a primetime game? Because if it isn't,
no, it's not.
No. I think they only have like one on the schedule.
Two. That's it.
Okay, well that's 2 losses.
Yeah, but not in week 1. So Ernest EJ Christian It is your time to, I guess,
Tool time.
shine. Is that the right?
Yeah, I
Is
guess
that the right
so.
word we're
It's
going
back.
with? But season 2,
Season
normally on a normal week, don't look. I like our audience way too much to subject them to 32 teams.
Which
Every week.
Jim hates both me and Matt because we got to sit through this bullshit.
I'm not going to do that to them every week, but because it is week number 1, we are going to go with your power rankings. For
I just
all
want to give
32.
everybody a taste of who may have a team that won me in 10-5. Just let them know where they're at, and then after that, we'll go from there.
All right. Well, EJ, I guess I gotta, despite my best judgment, turn the show over to you here for a few minutes.
Chiefs too high.
We're still on that shit. All right, so study, folks.
Work on the graphic, gentlemen.
Good job. No, that's all Jim.
Yeah,
I just
Yeah,
I
what
provided
else you
content.
do when you work? You're still in the security van. My bad.
I mean, the bottom 5, honestly, to me, is pretty obvious. I mean, you can throw the Giants or maybe in there.
No,
You have a problem with the bottom 5?
no.
Right.
I'm joking mostly. For me, the only change I'd make is Houston at 30, but who cares?
So let's read them off, EJ, for those that aren't watching on the video side.
All right, bottom 5 right now, 28-32. We have the Jets, the Bears, the Seahawks, the Falcons, and the Texans in that order.
Yeah, the only change I'd make is Houston at 30, Seattle, Atlanta still be appropriate there. I do currently have Atlanta at 32.
All right, Matthew.
Yeah, I would probably go
Shouts
something
to
like that, but I'm not gonna fault too much when we're talking about the teams that are among the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Giants are too high.
I
Flip
thought about
the
it.
Giants and the Jets.
Yeah, I thought about it. I think Mikey B on our power rankings today, he had the Jets at 27 and Giants at 28. So,
All right.
I guess. Is there any questions of what team is in one spot and whatever? I'm just curious.
Not at this point. I will say, well, in your next group, I do have questions.
All right, so for the listeners there, 27 is the Giants, 26 is the Jaguars, 25 is the Lions, 24 is the Browns, 23 is the Panthers, 22 is the Saints. Now, a lot of folks in the media, including Peter King himself, has the Saints sky high. In fact, has the Saints not only making the playoffs, not only winning the NFC South, but being the number 1 fucking seed this year.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I don't get it. The Saints love.
So I can translate that. And we spoke a little bit on the text here for the Huddle Up podcast. I think what that is, EJ, that you're seeing is Thomas Edward Patrick Bieber Brady. And that 11-day thing, way too much is being made of that, right?
Yeah.
You know, Favre missed camp. Nobody cares. Brady does it. It's a big deal. It is what it is. The injuries to the O-line, however, in Tampa are a factor. And I do think that those people out there, those members of the media that picked Patrick LaVon Mahomes II in that Super Bowl in Tampa over Thomas Edward Patrick Bieber Brady, and completely didn't account for Patrick LaVon Mahomes II having 3 starting O-line issues in that game, have learned that lesson, or rather have been traumatized into it. And now that it's happening to Brady, they're overcompensating. And who else in there as a team in the decrepit NFC South has a history of being perennially great? Well, not great, but contending. That'd be the Saints.
Thing sucks.
Yeah, but the thing.
Well, hold on, let me hit the punch.
Okay, go ahead.
But they're forgetting that Drew Brees is retired. They're forgetting that one Sean Payton, as much as you hoped that he was going to coach your Cowboys, is still retired.
There's still time. There's still time.
Yeah, give him time.
But that doesn't do a damn thing for this season, there,
Correct.
Cowboy fan Jim. So the punchline is, I think too many people are associated with that and are forgetting that their schedule is not as favorable as you'd like to see it. The Saints being on people's schedule is the reason they're going to get in the playoffs, not vice versa. So I think there's a lot of that going on there. Why you see media members just completely misguided, going hot take city on this one. And, you know, not to mention the Saints in their own way, unless you're a fan of a team in the NFC South, kind of a lovable bunch. I mean, hell, the food is great in New Orleans. That's all I need to hear.
I don't get it. And Peter King, I mean, 12-5, really? No one seed?
I explained it to you.
I know I get it. I don't get it. I just don't.
I get it. I don't get it. Everyone else heard him just say that shit.
No, I'm just saying. I understand your logic. It shocks me. I mean, Sean Payton. Anyway, 21.
One quick thing before you go on, I'm going to evoke the Lucifer Morningstar warning here. Jacksonville will be better than 26.
I think at least in this group, unless you want to round out in the 20s with
I'll do it now. 21 is the Patriots, and then I guess we could break down 21 to 32 quick if you want to. I mean, Jaguars, I thought about putting them even a little higher, but I want to. That Carolina Cleveland game, we'll see on Sunday exactly what these teams stand, and that could be a big test case.
Here's the bold prediction I'll make for you, EJ Christian.
Hot takes.
Your New England Patriots by week 8, I'll say, will be lower than the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I think most of that is due to the fact that your New England Patriots have a much tougher schedule.
Yeah. Anything stands out for the bottom 12?
I mean, by my predictions, and where I think the NFC South will play out, I think you need to put Carolina above New Orleans.
Nice.
Okay. I think that Detroit and Jacksonville are going to be better teams than the Cleveland Browns
and the Panthers. I said it.
You know, especially given a 11-week suspension for Deshaun Watson, and that there's numerous questions with what he's going to be when he returns.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Cleveland's a little bit high, maybe a lot high as you know, because, and again, you're presenting this as we're going into week 1, not where we will be in week 8. So
right.
But really I do think Cleveland is too high here. I think New Orleans is too high.
Okay.
I feel like Pittsburgh and New England's a coin toss. The Steelers should be better. I mean, and there's a team that we went to the playoffs with the bloated corpse of Ben Roethlisberger last year. So I'm saying this like with marked skepticism or whatever, but like I don't know what that team's going to be. There's a lot of mystery in the post Big Ben world for the Steelers.
Of course, absolutely.
When T-Dog Mitch gets sat, you need to raise them 5 spots immediately.
We're doing that T-Dog thing, aren't we?
Trubisky or whatever the hell his name is.
And by the way, one last thing, where you have Houston now at 32, everybody else, Jets, Bears, Seahawks, and Falcons will drop down one to round out your bottom 4, and Houston will be at 28. I see that happening basically in week 1.
Oh, okay. All right, next 10 for listeners listening on the podcast. 20 is the Steelers, 19 is the Titans, 18 the Cardinals, 17 the Commodores,
lots of
Commanders. That's why I did it.
Yes, they are easy.
That's what she said. She did.
Listen, the Red Tails will crash and burn, and it's EJ's fault for jinxing them.
Yeah,
your Red Tails are going to struggle. And
playoffs.
No.
Dude, come on.
This one was tough.
Playoff team, you only have them in the top 14 for Christ's sake.
These next 3 or 4 is difficult. 16 the Broncos,
better than
15 the Niners, 14 the Dolphins.
Oh, the Denver Broncos.
The Dolphins ahead of
13 the Colts, 12 the Vikings. And I'll make a lot of shit for this when I post on social media. 11 the Chargers.
Okay.
This is
Just stand there and you're wrong. Listen, be wrong and get used to it.
This is where things started to go bad. Like when you're among the worst of the NFL, you weren't that far off. I think you started to get haywire here. First off, Washington too high.
Yes.
I don't even care that there's questions around the Cardinals and DeAndre Hopkins is out for 6 weeks. You putting them below Washington is crazy to me.
Yep.
Miami above San Francisco and Denver, I think is crazy to me. I'm sorry, the Chargers, and we didn't even get to the top 10, but there's a team at 10 that we'll get to. Spoiler alert, they're my favorite team.
Notre Dame's not a pro team.
Exactly. You're the Capitals.
I'm sorry. The Dallas at 10 above the Chargers, you're out of your freaking mind. You're out of your freaking mind, man.
Jim's already in fucking October mode right now on his podcast.
You gotta be. Those are just a few that I picked out of there. I don't want to steal everything from Matt and Kyle.
Matt,
those are a few that I'm picking off the bunch.
Yeah, let Matt get in here. I want to see some.
Matt, what stands out?
Yeah, so Washington, way too high, not a top 20 team. Miami, I understand some people like them as the fun sleeper playoff pick, but in the top 14, even if you want to be fun like that's way too high for this early in the season. Same with Minnesota, in my opinion. Probably a little too high, I would say. And yeah, the Chargers behind Dallas is tough.
By the way, Jim, in relevance to this episode, realizing that EJ Christian was listening to Afro Man, famous for the song Because I Got High, I hear he's doing a remix of the Tool Time theme based on these rankings.
There we go.
Hey,
we will get that on the board as soon as
real quick. Which take is worse? Peter King's Saints #1 C pick or my Washington Commanders going to the playoffs?
Definitely
it's the Commanders, and it's not close.
Okay.
At least I can explain the Saints. What the hell is this trash?
All right, it's about the top 10. Top 10. Number 10, the Cowboys. Number 9, the Eagles. Number 8, the Ravens. Number 7, the Raiders. Number 6, the Packers. Number 5, the Bucks. Number 4, the Chiefs. Number 3, the Bengals. Number 2, the Rams. And number 1, the Buffalo Bills.
I'll give you some space for sleeping on the Ravens, rather, because literally everybody's doing it, forgetting how many injuries they'll bounce back from.
Mm-hmm.
I currently have the Ravens higher than both your Buccaneers and your Green Bay Packers. But I do love the fact that at least within your first 4 teams, there's only one NFC team, and it should probably be your first 6 teams before you have a second NFC team appear, in my opinion. But
okay,
you have this trash about balancing this and touching.
Oh, no. I didn't think about that when I had that in mind.
Then listen. I could see a healthy alteration after the coming week's results. Your Kansas City Chiefs will probably drop at least 2 spots, even though it should be more like 10. And
Jesus,
no, I'm that's a little bit of exaggeration, but even if the San Francisco 49ers win the Super Bowl, they'll still be at 15 or lower because you're a homer. Moving
on. Yeah, I feel like your 10 to 20 is where you got the most things the most wrong. I can't believe we overlooked the Vikings at 12, but well,
that's not so bad. I mean, they're the Vikings. If you don't believe in Kirk Cousins, I get it. By the way, Jim, we're completely waxing past him having the Tennessee Titans at 19. We all seem to be okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately they're probably going to be too high, but when I'm looking at the teams like just below them, like I have a hard time putting either what are we calling Mitch?
Oh, T-Dog Mitch?
Yeah, I have a hard time putting a team quarterback by him or a rookie, an unproven rookie, above a team that, I mean, for better or worse, got as deep as they did in the postseason last year, and any of the others there. Like, I think Tennessee will play them out of the 19 spot, but I guess, like I said, there was a lot more wrong in that middle gap than I was going to get mad about the Titans for.
And thank God through the year we won't have middle gap. We'll just have the top 10 and the bottom 5. That's it, done.
And by the way, your heel turn on Russell Wilson is just unbelievable.
No. It's not a heel turn. My big
acceptable.
Kyle, my biggest problem, not a problem. My biggest
Joe Buck
fear for the Broncos is that the back end of that schedule. So,
what the does that have to do?
Why does the back end of the schedule have anything to do with your pre-week 1 power rankings? Nothing.
Because I got high. Oh, it's Denver. That should have helped them. You're getting high. What the hell?
Right? Like I was justifying certain things on the back end because you got them right because we're sitting here before week 1, and then you completely
and then I spoke.
Yeah, and then you obliterated it with opening your mouth.
Oh, good for you.
So just stop talking, EJ, and you might make it out of this segment alive. I would like the Raiders maybe higher than Green Bay and probably the Ravens.
Yeah. We're talking about the first six teams should probably have only one NFC team.
And like, I can't believe I'm saying this. But no, I don't want to say it.
No, say it. Say it. No, fuck it. You just need to say it. Say it.
The Eagles and Cowboys should not be in the top 10 right now.
Okay, then that answered my question without me saying it. Thank you, Kyle.
Are you serious?
You're welcome. Play the spot, Jim.
Wait, where is it? There it is.
Want some hits?
I say except you're welcome.
Kyle,
thank you, Dwayne.
Is if you hit "Go Heat, bitch" incorrectly instead.
I mean, it's always there.
Go Heat, bitch.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't think there's a ton wrong in your top 10. Like, will the Chiefs ultimately be too high?
Yes,
the number 4 going into week 1. Yes,
believe me, Jim. This year I won't be as kind to the Chiefs this year. If I see fuck ups early, I'm bringing the hook early.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. You should. The guy who couldn't pick up the hook last year is going to bring the hook.
But
early.
I was correct at the end, though.
Yeah,
they were the number 2 seed in the AFC. We talking about, buddy?
Yeah,
I mean,
but again, power rankings.
Look, I'm not the guy that put the Bears in top 10 in week 4.
Oh, like
sorry.
I said, I got something wrong one
the
week.
Bears.
I can actually back up why I had the Bears where they were.
That should be at least
week.
10 weeks worth of wrong.
Unlike you continuing to drag the rotting corpse of the Chiefs until they actually woke up from the dead. But okay,
I mean, it went to the hell game.
Just keep living on. Just keep living on the.
It only went to the hell game last year. No big deal.
But here's the whole thing.
Can I say weekly ranking?
So see, here's
the
the whole.
That ultimately, they got to where they got is irrelevant.
Here's the whole thing that'll end these two old ladies bickering over tobacco. Cue up Lucifer Morningstar and let's talk about the Cincinnati Bengals, please. Thank you. At least you got that right this season.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, finally.
Any issue the Bills being number 1? Any issue with the champs not being number 1? Any issue with that?
No, not at all. Matter of fact, DJ, to your credit on this one, and listen, I joke about Kansas City being too high, and they are for now, in my opinion. But putting them in the top 4 here going into the season, I can't hate it. Then you go Homer and put Tom Brady in there. And
should the Raiders or the Ravens be above the Buccaneers?
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely. With the line issues the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have, you bet your ass. With Devontae Adams,
let's give the Bucs right
instead of Green Bay. You effed it up, Charlie.
But let's give the Bucs a chance on Sunday to see that if that thing plays out the way it is. That's all I'm saying.
We do give them a chance, and that's where then we look at your actual post week 1 rankings. We're going in to week 1. Tom Brady, the frail, confused 43-year-old man that we saw in the press conference last week.
45 now, buddy.
Or 45, whatever.
Yeah, 43 is me.
Kyle Christian.
And the broken offensive line, and a new head coach. I understand you have a head coach that was in the system, but still a new head coach, man. So
second year head coaching. What are you talking?
Hey, Jim. Still Tom Brady though. It's the same.
So what?
I understand that, and I love Tom Brady. Not as much as you, 11-day trip, but dude, I just, to me, the questions there. I think we know more about Vegas. I think we know more about Baltimore than we do about what this Tampa Bay team is going to be. I don't think it's necessarily a lock. I think it's more egregious that you have Green Bay above those two teams.
Correct.
But I do think there is an argument
you got a problem with
the Raiders and Ravens above.
You got a problem with Q-Aaron still?
Of course he does.
Well, I mean, I have personal problems against him, but that has nothing to do with how I view him on a football field.
Okay.
I mean, I had him as my MVP last year. So, yes, personal issues aside, Rodgers has nothing to do with why I think the Packers should not be 6th.
And I'll put it this way real quick, Jim, because I know he's going to ask me at some point, who would you put in? It's like this. Take the Bay.
You stole my thing there. Here you go.
No, I
Who
just
would you put in to replace him?
it's me reading your mind. You're that predictable. You've been copying my notes for this
It's
many
been 10 years, but I get it.
Read you like my notes. Okay. The punchline is this. I'll let you keep, like I said, KC at 4th is not terrible like it was for you last year. But Tampa Bay and Green Bay, let's see, as a pair should be below the following: Vegas, Baltimore, Chargers. I think Indy should be no, I shouldn't. No, I won't do that. I won't do that. So which means at that point you have Kansas City, Las Vegas, Baltimore, and LA Chargers, putting them at 8 and 9. 10 should be the Vikings ahead of the Eagles and Cowboys.
The only thing I think I would change really right now, last minute.
Oh, God.
The only thing I think I'll change is the LA Chargers moving ahead of Philadelphia and Dallas. That's it.
God, really? Well, I mean, listen, it's brave of you for you to take your Cowboys out of the mix. I appreciate it.
I'm done with this.
Matt, any other objections to the list?
I'm sure he does.
No, I mean, at once I think we all kind of agreed the 11 through 20 was kind of the biggest mess of all of it. So once you get through that mess, by default, the team he has in the top 10 kind of have to be there by default.
You know, the more we talk about it, Matt, I think it's the
EJ,
5.
I'm gonna do something that Kyle isn't giving to. I mean, he does, because you can still change your pick. But I'm going to go on air and give you this opportunity. Take the Washington Commodores out of your fucking playoff picks, man. This is your out.
I might do it.
Can I do
it?
He's doing that, EJ, is so you do pick it and he can evoke Lucifer Morningstar. That's why.
Oh, that's right. No. I'm keeping it.
No, please. Like, just do the. You seriously think that Washington is making the NFL playoffs this year?
I don't know anymore.
Seriously.
The offense look really bad. He got a run back, got shot now, and injury. So maybe I'm wrong on that one. This was my pick back in June. That's why. So maybe I'm just being stubborn here.
Have you seen the graphic of how, of all the injuries to legs that have occurred on that field? And you think Carson Wentz is getting through half the schedule? For real.
I want to keep it in here just so that if it does happen, I can use it as a told you so thing.
Or we can use on you week after week, like I did with the Chiefs.
I gave you the chance,
but I get that all the time anyway. It doesn't matter. So I'll
gave you the chance. So when they do not get there, that soundbite is coming. I'm telling you. I gave you the opportunity and you failed to take it.
You can use it against me.
That's a you problem.
No, you don't get to play the victim. He tried to save you.
Yes. You wouldn't take it. You wouldn't take it. You were thirsty. I offered you a drink. You didn't take it. That's on you. That's a you.
Give me an IPA. Give me a Steve Austin IPA. Be good.
Jim, listen. Okay, I need you to go to Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. There is a clip where Dr. Bones McCoy says, "I tried to save him, Jim. I tried to save him." I think that's perfect for this situation. You know.
I will. That one will make it on.
Jim, you're probably right. Jim, you're probably right. To be honest with you, but I'm gonna stick with it just to see.
There's no fucking probably about it. I am right.
San Francisco will probably get that 7th spot.
I'm telling you, I don't know who the 3 NFC teams in the playoffs are, but I can tell you who one of them will not be, and you can lock that in.
It's gonna be weird. I'm gonna have to be a fucking Redskins fan this year.
A what?
Oh, sorry. Red Tails fan. Oh, sorry. A football team fan.
Look,
no,
they're not the Redskins. They're barely going to be able to be considered a football team, but they are the Commanders.
You mean to tell me I got to root for Daniel Snyder this year? Oh God! You know what? I'll take the safety. I'll change it now. I'll change it now.
No, your window closed.
It's over. Oh, okay.
I mean, listen, if it were student of the game rules, I'd let you slide, but
it's huddle up rules. Big Jim has his rule. He's stuck to them.
Anything else, gentlemen?
That's it. I'm done.
Before we close this one.
That was awesome.
All right. Let's get out of here. EJ, let them know
shenanigans.
Everything that you got going on.
Everything going on. We finally launched this season of the Football's Awesome podcast. It's on the Earnestly podcast feed. Had some issue with Spotify recently, so I just said, you know what, throw it back on the main feed. Anyway, that podcast will drop tonight or tomorrow morning. We have to do one more segment tonight with Zach. So that'll be dropping every Tuesday night / Wednesday morning. Of course, Earthquake Podcast as well. Of course, on all podcast catchers. We've got lots of content coming on that feed as of late, especially with a lot of good interviews from pro wrestling to life to fucking sports. You name it, what it is. My brother is actually making his first appearance in 10 years on the show tomorrow. We're going to talk about the New York Giants schedule. So,
all right.
Edith Christian 7 on Twitter, Earthquake Media on YouTube, especially to check out the YouTube page. We just crossed 100 subscribers this weekend. And other than that, I'm on Substack now again. I'm writing on Substack again. So earnestyspeaking.substack.com. So
all right, very good, Matt.
Yep, you can catch me on Thursdays at the 3 Count Thursday podcast. We talk all things wrestling. There's some bad things going on in AEW now, so Jim will certainly add that to the roster to talk about for sure. And then otherwise, you can catch me on Monday.
It's going to be a 1 hour celebration on Thursday this week, Matt. Get ready.
Asshole.
And you can follow me on Twitter. It's at 3CT, the letter A, Phillies in Philadelphia, the number 8, 3CT affiliate.
All right, Kyle.
Hold on. Sorry, I'm on my phone. 1 sec. I'll take care of it. Okay. Peter King just texted me saying, thanks for distracting his horrible Saints pick by your garbage ass power rankings. Listen, gonna be a fun time, gentlemen. Of course, always an honor, joy, and privilege to be here tomorrow night. The Student of the Game podcast it does its thing. We will break down the playoff expansion. That should be fun with the Orlando Sentinels, Justin Beatty. That's going to be Jason Beatty. I keep wanting to call him Justin. I don't know why. Jason Beatty. Anyways, either way, he'll be aboard handling business there. Beats and I will talk about how cool it is and can be for college football to be finally expanding the playoffs, allegedly, in 2026. The allegedly on the time frame, not necessarily.
Allegedly.
Yeah, the allegedly being for the time frame, not so much for the expansion itself. But yes, the Student of the Game podcast tomorrow night will stream on the SOTG live page Student of the Game live page on Facebook, and as well as here on this YouTube channel, Huddle Up Podcast. So look out for that. But gentlemen, the season is upon us. If you happen to follow the UCF Knights football program doing their thing, I cover them with the black and gold banneret. My preview for their battle against Louisville dropped just today. That should be fun there too. Speaking of things that dropped, the AFC South preview I did for the 3-point conversion dropped today as well. And tomorrow you should see a drop for the first edition of the 2022 Matchup Mania. Just like with me having my pod back online, EJ bugged me enough to get that going too. I'm kidding. No, but so look out for the return of the Matchup Mania also on the 3pointconversion.com. Of course, I'm Kyle Nash, in the game. You can find me on Twitter at the SOTG. Find me on Instagram as the same, the SOTG. Find me on Facebook as the Student of the Game. Check out my work with my favorite liner of this entire thing, my work with Demosthenes Euclid at Hilarity by Default with required viewing as well there too. My work with A7BN Sports and 3-point conversion covering the Jacksonville Jaguars. A7BN Sports will actually be in Washington to cover the Red Tails facing the
start of that playoff run, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you're predicting the Jags to make the playoffs? That's bullshit. Anyways, so with that in mind,
better chance than the Washingtons.
Yeah. So with that in mind, of course, check out their work there with the Captain and Company Morning Show and Old School 101.com. Honor, joy, and privilege, guys. But until next time, class dismissed.
As always, gentlemen, thank you. We close the book on this episode. We look forward to the first weekend of the NFL action as well as another weekend of college football action. You can find me at Big Jim Sports on Twitter, but make sure you are following the show at Huddle Up Podcast on Facebook and Twitter. You can also get our merchandise over at tpublic.com. Just head over to both of our social media sites. You'll find the link tree there. And get all of our links. You can subscribe on all podcast platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and everywhere else. Get our YouTube channel as well, so you never miss seeing the weekly episodes as well, like Kyle said, as the Student of the Game weekly episodes there as well. If you enjoy the show, give us feedback, but also share the show. Let your friends know about it so they can get in on the fun, because we are here every single week live during the football season, and then during the off season as well. We get content out. So thank you all for tuning in again this week. Until next time, stay safe, stay smart, and go for the win.